Hello, everyone. We want to welcome you to our webinar today. We're excited to have Jeff Franklin from TrueCommerce with us. Jeff will be presenting on Will You Take Advantage of a Commerce Network? Before I pass it over to Jeff to cover on this topic, I would like to remind you that this session is being recorded and it will be posted to our on-demand webinar library for you to review and share with anyone. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to type those into the questions box. We will get them answered during our Q&A time at the end of our session. So now I'm going to pass it on over to Jeff to kick off our presentation.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so to start, TrueCommerce has been around in the Microsoft world for a long time, but what people don't know is we do a lot more than just EDI, and today we're going to dive through that. So buying and selling used to be very, very simple. I mean, people had one local store, they went in, they bought their goods. It pretty much was, one delivery truck would fill up the whole store and that was it. But now things have really changed and have moved way beyond, just a single store. There's, people that have multiple locations, there's online, there's everything. So, business has definitely changed. And the whole idea of business nowadays is connectivity, okay? Connectivity is the most important part of being able to go across the whole commerce network. I mean, everyone understands that, you have to be everywhere to compete in today's market. As you've probably seen, the whole world has changed and, TrueCommerce is able to help you quickly navigate the direct consumer landscape between fulfillment, catalog information, and much more. And you need to be able to do this faster and easier and be able to connect to new channels, like now, because the business is out there and you want to try those new areas to grow your business. So a little bit about us. I mean, TrueCommerce is a financially secure business with a global footprint. We have 8 offices throughout the US, 3 offices in the UK and Ireland, 2 offices in Europe, and 1 office in China. All of our employees are TrueCommerce employees and not an outsourced group that's only needed, when times are, busy or whatever. These are true employees. As you can see on the bottom, we have a lot of big brand names that people know about that use us for more than just EDI. They use us for a lot of our other products as well. So, little quick there. So, as you already know, the buying landscape of consumers has drastically shifted from traditional brick and mortar, retail to e-commerce sales through different marketplaces, online, web stores. So EDI is just a small piece of the whole supply chain. And to help businesses address the complexity and add links without the headaches and costs, TrueCommerce Integration Gateway emerged as an alternative approach to a traditional single channel provider that are primarily focused on just EDI, or they're focused on just marketplace and web store integrations, which at the end of the day leaves you dealing, with multiple solutions and multiple support teams. TrueCommerce provides a single integration to your Microsoft ERP, and with the single integration, we can quickly and easily connect you to multiple channels around. Now, as you can see on the left-hand side there, the retailers, that's traditional EDI. That's the Targets, the Costcos of the world that want to be able to send you orders, electronically through EDI and be able to pull those directly right into your Microsoft ERP, and then be able to send them out your advanced ship notice or whatever documents they require from you. And that we do all day long. But now there's a lot of other pieces like storefronts, Shopify, the Magentos of the world, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, and all the marketplaces as well. And not just US, but we can go global as well, like Alibaba and so forth. So the whole idea is to be able to connect these channels through one single integration. We also have the capability of tying in PDF orders. If you have a bunch of small mom and pop type shops that are using PDFs that are sending you emails, if they're sending you a CSV or an XML file, we can grab those files and be able to pull those in as orders as well to eliminate keying errors or just the bottleneck of data entry. And then we also have the ability through the same interface to be able to have fulfillment. We have a pack and ship type program that allows you to fulfill those orders across the storefronts and marketplaces through, rate shopping and a visual pack and ship type program. And I'll dive into that in a little bit. So all of these solutions from one single provider makes it very easy and not worried about whether these solutions talk to one another. So we have very, very deep integration into Microsoft ERPs, and it gives you the ability to do the whole order to cash cycle. That's the orders coming in, invoices, ASNs, PO acknowledgments, depending on what you need. We have all of those documents ready to be handled. So, and this is all deep integration into Microsoft, so you're running this directly through the Microsoft product. We also have on the procure to pay, or more on the vendor side, all the ability to put out a PO directly out of your Microsoft product and be able to pull in the PO update or the invoice to match up against that original PO. And then with nowadays, a lot of people don't have their own warehouse. We have the ability to work with a remote warehouse, a third-party logistics provider that could, that you can send down basically a glorified electronic pack slip down to them saying, here's what we want you to pack and ship. And when they ship that product, be able to receive that back in with all the tracking information as well, and be able to upload all that information back to the correct marketplaces or storefronts with all the tracking information, as you guys are used to seeing. We also have the ability to receive in the inventory and the receipt of goods as well into the warehouse. So all of this is built on a single solution called TrueCommerce Foundry. And our Foundry gives a standardized look and feel and usability across all of these applications. So you don't have to relearn, or there's no real learning curve to learn how to use the next application. It's all built in, single sign-on to all of our products, and allows you to see all of the orders that came in, which I'll show you in a minute, whether it came in through the channels, whether it came in through your e-commerce, or if you came in through marketplaces, it tells you exactly where these products came in from. All of our Foundry is it's a true SaaS environment in the cloud, built on HTML5, full responsive, so it's totally agnostic to which device or browser that you're using, and will adjust the screen to whatever device you're using to view our product. So with the single view, all the orders, all of your orders are connected into the Microsoft product. But as you can see here, there's Amazon from Japan, from Europe, from the US, for Dropship, for Seller Central, for Vela Central, all in one view. We also got Target International. We also have Target USA, Target Dropship, and Target, in different marketplaces. We even got Shopify and eBay, which are non-EDI channels as well, all with one single view that allows you to see where these came in. Now, like I said, we have deep integration into Microsoft, which allows you to handle these orders through the Microsoft product. Now, in the back here, we have a Dynamics 365 with all of the embedded solutions. So we're a embedded solution for Microsoft that, and it shows, what products are installed into the Microsoft product, but we are built directly in. And, most of the views are the same. This is the Navision product that shows how deeply integrated we are, where these orders came in, being able to run this directly through your Microsoft product, and without ever having to go into our portal if you don't want to. It does give you the capability to see where those orders came in from, but it can also pull these directly in straight from your Microsoft product. But the one thing nice is that we, not only have all the basic sales and transactions covered, but we have the remote warehouse, we have your vendor and purchasing integration, which, allows a lot of traction to be able to drive everything, through your ERP and be able to handle it, so that there's no retraining of how to do that through this. Sales orders can be automatically created in your product. It can, once it's approved, you can automatically send out PO acknowledgments if those are required. You can also send the customer the advanced ship notices automatically. And once it's billed, the invoices can be sent out. So very simple, very easy. That's more on the EDI side. But again, we can automate the whole other products as well, from the marketplaces and storefronts as well. So to fulfill your orders, TrueCommerce has a pack and ship type program that, again, ties to the same integration gateway and allows you to take your order that you want to ship, be able to rate shop it, be able to visually pack and ship and set rules up that tells you which products can be packaged with other products, gives you the ability to set up, if you said every 10 boxes, we want to verify what's in these boxes, you could set up a QC inspection process within there. You can print out all of the compliance documents and labels. You can do reporting on how well you're doing your fulfillment and what your fulfillment rate is. Gives you the ability to set rules that if you wanted to only ship UPS for this one customer, then it'll only price out UPS. Or if you wanted to find out what's the fastest but yet cheapest way to send that, it can do that as well. It works with over 60 plus different fulfillment companies, trucking and parcel shipments, and allows you to put together these, like I said, with which products get packaged with what, and a very simple, easy way, and will re-upload all of that information back into Microsoft. Now, with the new channels that are out there, a lot of the marketplaces and storefronts are requiring you to put data that really is not kept in your ERP. They want to have a 150-word description, for example, of your product. One might want a 250-word description. Some might want the height, the weight, the diameter of it. Some might want reviews. Some want different pictures. So all of this type of content has to be stored somewhere. And what people are doing are keeping a lot of that type of information either in a separate database, in a spreadsheet, in a Word document. And by the time you get all of your products put together for these different locations or marketplaces or storefronts, you have thousands of documents that you're trying to keep track of. And then certain people want them scheduled, I need this once a week, some need it, once a month, some need it twice a week, some need it every day. And a lot of this information, like I said, is scattered all over the place, and you got to keep track of where you're storing it. So when you think of how you can keep all of this information, one central repository, keep all of your videos, your imagery, your product reviews, different descriptions, different attributes, and be able to publish the information that that particular customer wants from you is a tedious task. We make it very simple. We make it so that you could set up that schedule and it'll only read out the information that's needed by that particular customer. And it'll do it based on the schedule that that particular customer wants to see. You also have the ability to sync items, with the retailers, the e-commerce, dropship customers, and you can set up the allocation rules. So we can, each one's, a lot of you have seen like Amazon where they say we only have 8 left, please, order soon. Well, they want your inventory availability. And what we can do is be able to read that information out of your Microsoft ERP system for your inventory and set a rule around there that, you may not want to put 100% out for this one marketplace. You might only want to allocate 20% for this marketplace and maybe 50% to a different one. You could set up rules that allows you to be able to upload that information or your inventory levels based on the rules you set per provider as well. Now, like I said, each of these we could dive into a whole presentation and be able to explain more, but this gives you a high-level view of how the whole, world has changed and the demands that are being put on you. Some of the big benefits for your business is that TrueCommerce has a lot of experience in the Microsoft channel. We've been there for over 20 plus years working with Microsoft ERP space. It's a full cloud solution, secure and reliable, connections everywhere without the need of multiple solution and companies, and saving you time and money. To be able to have all of this available, and especially in this day and time where everybody's working from home, trying to get online, trying to make sure that their business can survive during this time, it's a great time to partner with TrueCommerce to try to help your business grow and be able to go out to the 92,000 different trading partners we have, 100 plus marketplaces, 5 plus different storefronts that you can tie into. We're in a tier 3 data center with full disaster recovery and business continuity that allows you to just keep running, multi-location, redundancy. So it is a true scalable application. And, in today's world, that's an important part of the business. So as you can see, today's environment is forcing you to do business in every direction. And, with that, my next slide definitely hits home. So, when you see these items, think of TrueCommerce when you see all of these or other products in the store. TrueCommerce is helping people fulfill their orders, be able to, take orders in, be able to place orders with their vendors. We got a whole vendor enablement solution that's out there that allows you to bring on your vendors and be able to pretty much align them with whatever type of file or technology capability that they have. If they're going to send you PDFs, we can handle that. If they want to only work through a portal, we can set them up for that. If they're looking to send you emails with CSVs, we can handle that. And we're the ones that actually do all the alignment of your vendors as well. So with that, I want to thank you, and I want to thank Innovia, but I want to open this up to questions that you guys have. I have my colleague Steve Norris available as well. So please have any questions, put through, and we will be able to answer them for you.
Thank you, Jeff. Yes, we do have a couple that came through. The first one is, if I have an existing e-commerce system and I want to change to TrueCommerce, do I have to start over, or can I utilize my existing setup information?
That's a good question. Steve, go ahead. You take that one.
And this is Steve Norris, happy to cover that off. So we do offer a myriad of different, ways of connecting to e-commerce, whether that's if you wanted to continue leveraging your existing solution and tie that into Business Central or into Dynamics Nav. For instance, if you're using something like Shopify or Magento or WooCommerce or BigCommerce, we provide connectivity for those platforms directly into and out of Nav and Business Central. If you were looking at, if you looked at your online storefront, your e-commerce solution, and said, hey, I think there's room for improvement here, and you're looking at moving over to TrueCommerce from an e-commerce perspective, we do have the ability to be able to import data in. from from other systems. So if you have the ability to be able to export content out of one of the platforms that you may be using today, you would be able to import that into our solution, which would aid in the speed of making sure that your items got set up and things along those lines. Certainly happy to, if you reach out to your Innovia rep or to Jeff, certainly happy to set up another discussion, in a more detailed discussion with our e-commerce experts. But at a high level, I hope that answers your question.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Thank you. And then how would you rate the service on a scale from 1 to 10? 1 being bad and 2 being superior, or I'm sorry, 1 being bad and 10 being superior.
Oh, 11. Are you kidding me? I mean, we would, no. Of course, our service, the most important part of our business is, and I should have probably put a slide in there, but a lot of our, there's a lot of analysts out there and G2 crowd. And if you take a look at that, we're, a leader, a challenger in all of these different quadrants for exactly that reason. Our support has been great, and especially through these times right now, we have always been there to support our customers and clients. And Steve, do you want to add anything else to it?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I would add is, I would tell you it's a 10, but you honestly probably shouldn't take a salesperson's word for it, right? So here's what I would recommend. So I would tell you a 10 to answer your question. But what I would also recommend is you can go to a lot of the different crowdsourcing sites where they crowdsource reviews for business technology. One of the ones I would recommend, and it seems to get highly touted, is G2 Crowd. There's a lot of accolades that we've received from G2 Crowd, and that's actually that's actually existing customers of ours commenting on the level of service, the quality of the product that's delivered. So there you can get kind of an unadulterated view of how we're performing, but we've been ranked over the last, since G2 Commerce has been doing kind of the rankings, we've been rated as the top EDI, the top EDI provider there. Secondarily, maybe to chime in, we use a Net Promoter Score to measure our support and services teams. You might be familiar with that. That's used to determine best of breed in specific industries. Maybe some of the industries that you work in, or some of your business is measured on the same. We're going out and we're polling our customers, a subset of our customers every month to say, ask them really something, pretty simple, right? Which is, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I wouldn't recommend this to anybody ever, and 10 being I'll shout your name from the rooftop, right? Would you be to recommend this product to other people? And we consistently rank above 9 in our NPS scores as well. So again, Jeff says 11. Don't take his word for it. Take the word of our 13,000 customers that are talking about us online. Check out G2 Crowd, and let us know if you're evaluating our solution. We'd be happy to provide you happy to provide you references if it makes sense.
And we were on the same page there, Steve. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. And is customization an issue?
Well, go ahead, Steve. I'll let you take that one.
Yeah, not particularly, right? We've been working with Dynamics Nav and have integrations and still have implemented new customers, actually, believe it or not, that are on Nav 2009, even the classic client. As you can imagine, and maybe as you can imagine, or maybe as your business is experiencing, there's a lot of folks that have heavily modified Nav, which means they tend to be on, they tend to stay on versions a little bit longer. If you're in that position, we're certainly willing to help you. As a part of it, we do deliver from a nav perspective a FOB file that's a part of our integration. I'm certainly happy to work with you, certainly happy to work with you to determine, what impact some of the customizations you might have. But certainly we have folks that have gone from anywhere between just implementing Dynamics 365 Business Central without any modifications to highly customized Nav 2009 Classic clients and everywhere and in between.
This one is a long one. We're looking for a product that can integrate with Nav. The orders that will be placed are for customer-owned inventory and will not hold value on our balance sheet. So we're basically warehousing our customers' product and fulfill their orders to their customers. Will this product work in this situation?
Yep, certainly can. We've worked with many folks that are in a similar scenario. I would liken this to the many folks that we work with that are actually 3PLs, right? Third-party logistics companies where they're taking in orders and they're shipping it, but there's no financial value to the inventory, meaning it's your customer or client's inventory as a part of that. We do have Nav customers and Business Central customers doing that today, including one of the larger 3PLs that are in the Midwest.
Okay.
Great question.
Thank you. And with all of these products, do you see anywhere where your business is growing the most?
Oh yeah, Steve, do you want to take it or you want me to?
Jeff, you go for it.
Okay, so we're really seeing tremendous growth. I mean, EDI is still a growing part and our main foundation of our business, but with all of the other pieces where we're seeing tremendous growth is on the vendor enablement side. So now that people got the efficiency out of the retail or the sales side of the business, they're trying to get the same type of efficiencies out of the vendor side. So we are seeing tremendous growth on that side of people trying to get their vendors and suppliers automated. And that's why we have a whole solution based on that to be able to help them actually get their suppliers up with however they can transmit the data. The other piece that we're seeing tremendous growth is on what we went through today, the marketplaces and storefronts. People want to be able to get their products out there and be able to get them out there quick. And once you have our integration gateway installed, it's very easy to add on another marketplace. It's almost like adding on a trading partner. Basically, for $550, you bring on another marketplace. And we are seeing tremendous growth on that side as well. And in these days and times, where everybody's stuck at home, the more you're out on the out on the web for some type of marketplace or storefront, the better it is to be able to push your product. Steve, you have anything to add to that?
But I think that's in line also with what I'm seeing as well.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. And if we have your integration gateway, how easy is it to add marketplaces?
Okay, so that one, I kind of answered that all in the previous one. So once the integration gateway is there, so what we did is we separated out our interface to be just the integration gateway into the Microsoft product. And then what's nice is you can plug any of those type of systems in. So once you have that integration gateway, to add on a new marketplace is $550 and plus whatever transactions flow through. But it's very simple. So what's nice is it gives you the ability to try out other places without spending, tens of thousands of dollars to find out, if we really want to go to certain, different marketplaces. It gives you the ability to try those and be able to get into those very quickly and fast. Steve, anything you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're looking at, the overall timing, we can get you spun up and connected to those marketplaces, in near immediate time. A lot of those are automated on our end. There's a series of testing that you'd probably want to go through, right? Making sure that an order comes in from the marketplace, validating that it's created correctly in NAV, validating that it's created correctly in BC, if that's what you're using today, making sure that shipment information is getting out and that fulfillment information is getting back to it. But you can be deployed and spun up very quickly if you're already leveraging the integration gateway. And then you would just be able to do your testing from there. So a lot of times within the same day, we're able to establish that direct connection to the marketplace, and then we would work with you testing from there. I'd say to onboard a new marketplace, if you have kind of everything set up on the marketplace itself, getting orders in, sending fulfillment information up, publishing inventory on it, you're probably looking at maybe a week or two.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, well, I think those are all the questions that we have for you guys today. Thank you, everyone, for participating in those questions. Those were some very good questions that were asked. All right, so thank you, Jeff and Steve, for the presentation.
Okay, and we want to thank Innovia for all the years of, being a partner with us. And please feel free to reach out to your Innovia rep, or feel free to contact me and I'll point you in the right direction. And like I said, we could give a whole presentation on each one of our products and give you an hour presentation each. But what we wanted to do is give you a good summary of what's out there and what's really growing. And we look forward to working with you guys. Thank you very much.
All right, well, thank you again, everyone. Thank you for those who are watching on demand. And we just want to let you know that we do have a few more webinars coming soon. Next Tuesday, we have Lisa Doran from Innovia Consulting, and she's going to be presenting on cash flow forecasting in under 30 minutes. And also next Tuesday, we have John Grant and Jenny Hollingsworth from Innovia Consulting, and they are going to be continuing their series on manufacturing. This one is going to be a master at capacity and routings. So it's their Business Central for Manufacturing 101 series. So check out our website for more of our upcoming events, and that's innovia.com/events. And Innovia has a podcast going on. It's called the Innovia Conversation. If you have not heard of it already, we just want to encourage you to listen to our selection that Steve and Jeff have provided to us for over the last year. They do about 2 episodes a month, and you can find out about all the different podcast platforms to listen to on our podcast page, and that's innovia.com/podcast. So check out the selection and subscribe so you'll be notified when those new episodes air. All right, well, we thank you again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again soon on another Innovia webinar. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.